What is good, YouTube? Hey, can you do me a favor? Hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 5K, then 10K, then, a million. Guys, I've been a little behind the last couple of days. Work has been really chaotic. Obviously, I'm a pastor, so I had to teach on Sunday. Today's Monday. I have meetings all day, and so I'm a little bit behind on these written reactions. We did the first 3 chapters. Here's chapter 4, but I'm gonna get right into it because I want to know. The last I heard is that this 80-year-old man gave him some anal probing. I'm assuming it's his doctor, but I'm curious. So let's jump into it.
Cool. During the year I spent living back with my mum, I was leaning even more heavily into scouring the internet for answers. It became like an obsession. Most people my age...
Sorry guys, I missed that whole thing.
During the year I spent living back with my mum, I was leaning even more heavily into scouring the internet for answers. It became like an obsession. Yeah. Most people my age were watching porn. I was on PubMed learning about mitochondria. I educated myself in things like methylation, the building blocks of mitochondria, various immune cells and their functionality, and which supplements could help theoretically bring about homeostasis in my body. I taught myself of the various pathogens that could lead to the symptoms I was experiencing. Around this time I started ordering medical test kits from private medical facilities. I had a eureka moment when, after posting some poop in a tube to a lab in London, I discovered I had an amoeba and another more benign gastrointestinal parasite called blastohominis. Both could plausibly lead to systemic pain, and for gastrointestinal tube to a lab in London, I discovered I had an amoeba and another more...
You want to talk about a visual? The little people running? I know this is a movie, but yeah, that's a visual.
Benign gastrointestinal parasite called blastohominis. Both could plausibly lead to systemic pain and fatigue. Upon researching the best course of action, I found this doctor in New York who was a world-renowned specialist in treating parasites. Okay. Return flights to New York, booked far enough in advance, were a couple of £100 back then. The treatment itself was pretty cheap. I was in no way in a strong financial position, and neither was my family, so I did what I always do when I needed to get money. I wrote and recorded some songs from my laptop from bed. One about getting to New York to find a cure. I sold a modest amount of digital copies to my Facebook friends and my friends and family, just enough to afford a trip. During this time, my symptoms had gotten a lot worse, so the entire visit was a bit of a blur. I remember sitting in a waiting room and struggling to find an inch of wall space that wasn't taken up by the countless medical qualifications and the diplomas attached to it. A half it wasn't taken up by the countless medical qualifications. This time my symptoms had gotten a lot worse, so the entire visit was a bit of a blur. I remember sitting in a waiting room and struggling to find an inch of wall space that wasn't taken up by the countless medical qualifications and the diplomas attached to it. I half expected the walls to start bragging about their Ivy League connections and debating the latest medical research while us mere mortals waited to be called in.
You notice he's rolling his eyes as he says that?
Diplomas attached to it. I half expected the walls to start bragging about their Ivy League connections and debating the latest medical research while us mere mortals waited to be called in. Yeah. When I was finally on the doctor's table, I was told to take off my clothes and put on a blue disposable paper robe. An old man in his 80s hobbled in, pulled on a medical glove, and proceeded to cover his finger in Vaseline.
Okay, I'm not laughing because of that he's going through this medical thing. I'm laughing because of how he ended chapter 3. So, please be gracious towards me.
He's hobbled in, pulled on a medical glove, and proceeded to cover his finger in Vaseline. My heart sunk. I was pretty sure I knew what was coming next.
Yeah?
I suddenly wished I'd experimented more with my ex-girlfriend. I didn't want to lose my backdoor virginity like this. He could have at least done me the courtesy of putting on some Marvin Gaye and lighting some candles, but instead I
lay in... Red! Oh! Oh,
he could have at least done me the courtesy of putting on some Marvin Gaye and lighting some candles, but instead I lay in uncomfortable silence on a brightly exposed operating table, while a firm-handed, overqualified old man silence on a brightly exposed operating table, while a firm-handed, overqualified old man inserted his index finger forcefully into my anus. He never wrote to me afterwards.
He never wrote to me afterwards. I'm just saying, that Marvin Gaye, that first bow bow, man, that was it. That was it. Ooh, that's still it.
Inserted his index finger forcefully into my anus. He never wrote to me afterwards. I felt used.
Yeah, that's how we feel. That's how we feel.
Nonetheless, I was officially diagnosed with the parasitic amoeba and given a course of heavy-duty antibiotics to take.
Okay.
I believe it was paramomycin and secnidazole. After the course was finished, I pooped into a tube again, and they confirmed I got rid of the parasites.
Oh, that's
The
good.
constant internal techno raves and gurgling which usually plagued my stomach ceased, but I felt just as crap. And on top of all of that, I started becoming allergic to everything. And I mean fucking everything. The
I can relate to that. I'm allergic to everything outside.
antibiotics to trigger some sort of massive food intolerance reaction. Whenever I'd eat certain foods, I'd get hit with a sudden hangover-like feeling, and my face would swell up. I'd later learn this was something called MCAS, and it was triggered by the antibiotics.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned as we attempt to commune with the devil.
This was the first time I felt the
I carry 4 EpiPens in my purse at all times.
crushing defeat of pinning a lot of money, hopes,
Sorry, I missed that.
would swell up. I'd later learn this was something called MCAS, and it was triggered by the antibiotics. This was the first time I felt the crushing defeat of pinning a lot of money, hopes, and time into a treatment only for it to make me worse. I'd felt it to a small degree with every failed herbal protocol, every antidepressant that gave me side effects, but this was on a much larger scale. I almost felt guilty and full of shame for not getting better. I told my friends and family that this was going to be the thing that cured me. Not only did it fail, but I was now unable to tolerate basic carbohydrates, fruits, sugar, high histamine food, dairy, grains, without feeling terrible. I felt pretty crushed about that. Despite this, some tenacious part of me had a perseverance that didn't want to stop looking for answers. I was obsessed with trawling the internet. I strongly believe if I didn't have that tenacity to keep looking after every defeat, I'd probably be dead today.
We need to think about that. For those of us who deal with, and mainly health, did you hear what he just said?
After every defeat.
He said if he didn't have the tenacity to keep looking after every defeat, not victory, obviously defeat, he'd probably be dead today. Because the last thing you want to do when you're defeated is go on the search again, because you feel like all hope is lost. Go Ren.
I'll probably be dead today.
Yeah.
After about a year of living with my mum in North Wales, I got the itch, and I decided that I'd make a bold move to Brighton. Most days I didn't really have the energy to do much other than short walks, but I had a friend over there who lived with Emmy for years. It felt like a safe space, a place of understanding. Being a 23-year-old living with his mother didn't feel very cool either.
Yeah, I get that.
He had a free room going, and he was a legend. I desperately craved my own independence. After going through the heartbreak of losing love and losing the exciting career opportunity, I needed to feel like I wasn't just sitting in the tomb in Wales waiting for death, even if it was a struggle.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I made the move. It was a really nurturing space, and it was full of the lunatics of Brighton who would come and go. I was still living in a thick haze, but I was meeting people who weren't judging me for it. With this safety, I was slowly finding my personality again. Despite the comfortable environment, it seemed my symptoms were only getting worse. I started having pretty constant panic attacks. The first one felt like a heart attack. I'd never experienced a panic attack before, so I wasn't familiar with the symptoms. My whole face...
Oh, we won't go into that one. This is about Ren. But yeah, panic attacks are a nightmare.
Went numb, and my heart felt like it was about to beat out of my rib cage. I panicked and I phoned an ambulance. They put me in the back, they took all my vitals, and they told me I wasn't dying. I felt disappointed. These attacks would happen pretty habitually every week or so.
Wow.
My symptoms of derealization seemed ever increasing. Derealization is hard to describe to someone who's never experienced it. The closest thing
I was just going to ask, what is derealization? Is that realizing that you have no hope?
Derealization is hard to describe to someone who's never experienced it. The closest thing I can come to is feeling like you're on bad drugs. You feel disconnected from yourself, like your soul has been vacuumed out of your body and nothing around you quite feels real. Everything has an unusual undertone and nothing feels safe. I remember one night...
Isn't that the cancer movie? But, sorry.
Everything has an unusual undertone and nothing feels safe.
Yeah.
I remember one night in the first year that I lived with Ben, there was this lightning storm of torrential rain. I went outside and I stood in a t-shirt hoping I'd be hit by a bolt of lightning and it would somehow shock me out of it. Unfortunately, I wasn't on Zeus's hit list that day. This urge to be shocked back into reality didn't really leave.
Fortunately, you weren't on Zeus's hit list.
I wasn't on
Fortunate.
Zeus's hit list that day.
I don't correct you very often, Rin, but I'm correcting you on that one.
This urge to be shot back into reality didn't really leave me. I remember one day I was walking back from the shops. I found an old analog television in an alleyway that was being thrown out. I can't quite remember the thought process that led me there. I just remember feeling angry, and I decided to smash the fucking pieces out of the TV in the alley. I picked it above my head and I hurled it towards the ground. The screen cracked, but it didn't shatter like I hoped it would. I did it again and again and again until there were large shards of glass lining the street. I saw one about the size of a kitchen knife and I picked it up. It's hard to rationally explain self-harm that's not a cry for help, because this wasn't a cry for help. I'd cried for help multiple times and no one listened. The pain I felt inside my body could never be done justice with words. There's a certain horror, a certain frustration of living in a body that would never give me a moment of peace. I felt constantly alienated. I had no doctors to tell me what was going on. They made me feel like a hypochondriac. There are no combination of words in the English language that can express that pain, that can express that frustration.
Yeah.
There's no song I could write that would make you understand. In that moment, the closest and truest way I had of communicating my pain was driving a shard of glass into my chest and dragging it across until the blood was dripping down my body. It didn't hurt very much compared to what was already going on inside of me, and it didn't really help me feel better either, but it was truth, and there was beauty in that. Adrenaline gives you a brief moment of respite.
Yeah.
But it wasn't long until I was exactly where I started, just decorated in a little bit more blood than usual.
So
I made sure
you actually lunged the glass knife into the glass piece into your chest?
where I started,
Did I miss
just
that?
decorated in a little bit more blood than usual. I made sure nobody saw. I didn't want to cause any alarm. I didn't want anyone to be worried. So I cleaned it up when I got home, and then I resumed the life of the undead. In the next episode, I'll tell you the story of when I was stabbed by an ancient sword, and when I met one of the most talented people that I know.
Hi, we're Visible, the wireless company that makes things visible. With us, what you see is what you get. So
I got tears on my sleeves, hold on, and holes in these jeans, hold on. I haven't slept in weeks, hold on. I haven't found no peace, hold on. I get my teeth tied, hold on, and these tears run dry, hold on. Two bloodshot eyes, hold on, two bloodshot eyes. I don't belong here in a place where...
Dude, listen to what he's saying here. Like, I'm just living a normal life, but I'm just exhausted. I'm exhausted. I'm a walking dead person. It's literally what he's saying in this song.
Eyes, hold on, two bloodshot eyes. I don't belong here in a place where life has left me. I'm 25 going on 150. My body feels...
That's a bar, by the way. I'm 25 going on 150.
Two bloodshot eyes,
cadence
hold
too.
on, two bloodshot eyes. I don't belong here in a place where life has left me. I'm 25 going on 150. My body feels old and I'm trying to lift the weight from my soul, but it's moving against me. I've emptied out my tear ducts, I lift my middle finger up, I'm screaming fuck you to all the demons here that keep me stuck. The pain is sharp.
I find that interesting because he's screaming F you to the demons. And in the beginning of his story, he's inviting the demons to fight them. And now he's like, no, I don't, get out of my life kind of thing. Whew. Dude, he's such a good rapper.
My tear ducts, I lift my middle finger up, I'm screaming fuck you to all the demons here that keep me stuck. The pain is sharp like paper cuts, I hate them much, but yes I trust. I must combust, I must blow up, I must roll this courage up. Boom, sparks fill the room, I'm feeling the rhythm I move. My soul is more worn than the soles in my shoes. Nike trainer blues, I'm feeling the rhythm I move. My soul is more worn than the soles in my shoes. Nike...
Dude, that's a bar.
Fill the room, I'm feeling the rhythm I move. My soul is more worn than the soles.
My soul is more worn than the sole in my shoes. My soul, my spirit, or my soul, my shoe, they're both worn, but my soul is... Oh, dude, he spits out bars all the time.
Boom.
Oh, sorry. Let me kick that back. I don't know what
See your dogs, I lift my middle finger up, I'm screaming fuck you to all the demons here that keep me stuck. The pain is sharp like paper cuts, I hate them much, but yes I trust. I must combust, I must blow up, I must have all this courage up. Boom, sparks fill the room, I'm feeling the rhythm I move. My soul is more worn than the soles in my shoes. Nike trainer blues, a man with none to lose.
Nike trainer blues.
My soul is more worn than the soles in my shoes. Nike trainer blues, a man with none to lose. I think I lost my sanity, calamity in shoes.
Dude, he's spitting it out. So he's talking about the blues. His shoes have blues, but his soul is filled with blues too because he's depressed.
Trainer blues, a man with none to lose. I think I lost my sanity, calamity in shoes. Poor choice maker, I rip out the pages of fate, then I roll them up like bizzle of paper. Taker, lung full of destiny, a man with no part is a very strange entity. Tears on my...
I find that interesting too because he said, I'm a man with no heart, when he just told the story of lunging that blade into his heart.
Lung full of destiny, a man with no part is a very strange entity.
Was it lung full of what?
Paper, taker, lung full of destiny, a man with no part is a very strange entity.
A lung full of death? I can't hear what he's saying.
Full of paper, taker, lung full of destiny, a man with no part.
A lung full of death to me?
This a very strange entity. Tears on my...
And then going back to that demon scheme, I'm picking up every strange entity. I'm fighting my demons. And I'm just saying F you to the demons.
Lung full of destiny, a man with no part is a very strange entity. Tears on...
A man with no heart is a very strange entity. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to hear this.
Lung full of destiny, a man with no part is a very strange entity. Tears on my sleeves, hold on. And holes in these jeans, hold on. I haven't slept in weeks, hold on. I haven't found no peace, hold on. I get my teeth tied, hold on. And these...
So he's talking about living, because he's just saying, I felt like I'm living in limbo. And so, you know, I've got holes in my G's. Hold on, I'm living in limbo. You got tears on my sleeves. Hold on, I'm living in limbo. And everything's like, hold on, I'm living in limbo. I'm living in limbo. I'm not finding what I need. I'm still stuck in this place.
These tears run dry, hold on. Two bloodshot eyes, hold on. Two bloodshot eyes. Do you ever question your fate?
By the way, that's a bar because he said two bloodshot eyes twice. Two bloodshot eyes, two bloodshot eyes.
Your eyes, hold on. Two bloodshot eyes. Do you ever question your fate? The questions I make, is this all predetermined, the script or a play? Am I the protagonist in this tragedy, or will I be the author of stories unmade? If so...
Yeah, have you ever questioned your faith? You know, as a pastor, I know I've questioned my faith. I've questioned a lot of things. I am constantly questioning things.
Your fate. The questions I make, is this all predetermined, the script or a play? Am I the
Yeah, it's all I get that. You know, it's funny because when someone will say, man, that feels like deja vu, and I'm like, did you just say that? Didn't you just say that? Sometimes it feels like life, you're just going through the motions and it's all written out ahead of time for you. I get that feeling.
Fate. The questions I make, is this all predetermined, the script or a play? Am I the protagonist in this tragedy, or will I be the author of stories unmade? If so, I'll dip in my quill to my ink pot, keep on writing, never stop until my beating heart.
It's a bar with the ink bowl.
If so, I'll dip in my quill to my ink pot, keep on writing, never stop until my beating heart it flops. I'll write a whole different story. Scene one, a boy full of hope, a boy full of glory. Who stutters?
Dude, I'm gonna have a hard time breaking this down. That beat is fire.
My quill to my ink pot, keep on writing, never stop until my beating heart it flops. I'll write a whole different story. Scene one, a boy full of hope, a boy full of glory. Who stutters? I'm up to the top, would rather be tougher and live it smoothly like butter, but not so bitter and cut up. And so I sit up and shut up. It's like I lit up and struck up the courage never to fuck up. And now I'm feeling the ruckus, feeling the static, and now I'm feeling the flames, and now I'm feeling the strength inside the ring with my pain. My boxing.
Dude, I love that. Priscilla, what? My baby. I love that. He's going on the pain scheme now. I feel it in my veins.
Lit up and shut up, it's like I lit up and struck up the courage never to fuck up. And now I'm feeling the ruckus, feeling the static, and now I'm feeling the flames, and now I'm feeling the strength inside the ring with my pain. My boxing gloves and my hope that I trust to bust an uppercut, cut my demons up. Boom like a tsunami, smooth like a punani, bend the birds like origami, Salvador, I be the Dali, only love like Bob Marley, golden ticket, call me Charlie, riding Harley's Bengali, Tiger Star, call me Arnie.
So, going into it, sorry, I'm going on a little tangent here, but did he, so in all of these chapters, we're in chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, we're in chapter 4 now, right? My assumption is that Ren is writing these chapters, like he's telling us this is the season in his life. This is where he was. And my assumption is this song was written in that season in his life. Can you guys let me know in the comments? Because I think that's what it is. Or maybe it's written about that season in his life. I think it would have a... I'm assuming it's written in that season.
Love like Bob Marley, golden ticket, call me Charlie, riding Harley's Bengal.
Dude, a golden ticket, call me Charlie Wonka. Dude, spit out. But I just love his bars.
My demons up, boom like a tsunami, smooth like a punani, bend the birds like origami, Salvador, I be the dolly, only love like Bob Marley, golden ticket, call me Charlie, riding Harley's Bengali, Tiger Star, call me Arnie, I'll be back, and I caught the
call me Arnie. Oh, dude, he spit out bar to bar to bar.
golden ticket,
if you know, you know.
Call me Charlie, riding Harley's Bengali, Tiger Star, call me Arnie, I'll be back. And I cut the slack, track your facts, relax, shit in the beast, and then seek it in the beast. And I'll reach the canopies, and yes, we climbing, building a brave new world inside a whole new design. And with all this fire, we burn like the sun. A new dawn is rising.
Another fire with all this. What do you say?
Seek it in the beast, and I'll reach the canopies, and yes, we climbing, building a brave new world inside a whole new design. And with all this fire, we burn.
What? Yeah, with all this fire, here's the fire scheme.
Like the sun, a new dawn is rising, a new.
Yeah. So with all this fire, then he goes on the sun scheme, and he's like, a new dawn is rising, dude.
Whole new design. And with all this fire, we burn like the sun. A new dawn is rising, a new dawn it comes. Yeah, diggity down with all this corporation. They burn up the land for the greed that they run. Run deep with their roots, but their roots can be lifted. I'll be your renegade, yes, I'll make a fist kid. Try to see.
So is he talking about the greed of corporations being the medical field? Is this where he's getting it? Is this where his distaste for the system started? It's very interesting.
Diggity down with all this corporation. They burn up the land for the greed that they run. Run deep with their roots, but their roots can be lifted. I'll be your renegade, yes, I'll make a fist kid. Try to seek truth in the kingdom of lies. A boy so lost with two bloodshot eyes. Tears on my sleeve.
I love how he brings these schemes back, you know? I love the way he does. Ren, you're so creative and so brilliant.
Of lies, a boy so lost.
How did I not know about you prior to just, you know, recently?
With two bloodshot eyes. Tears on my sleeves, hold on.
I love that. Two bloodshot eyes. He stalls on the eyes, and then he goes into the tears on my sleeves chorus, and so he ties that in together. Another bar.
A boy so lost with two bloodshot eyes. Tears on my sleeves, hold on. And holes in these jeans, hold on. I haven't slept in weeks, hold on. I haven't found no peace, hold on.
Right.
I get my teeth tied, hold on. And these tears run dry, hold on. Two bloodshot eyes, hold on. Two bloodshot eyes. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, you ever been in that season where you've got your goals and your plans, and it just feels like everything's on hold? And he was there for how many years? 8 years? And he's even doing a bar there because it's like he's mocking. Ha ha, hold on. Ha ha. So he's doing the ha ha, hold on. But it's also ha ha.
Two bloodshot eyes. Two bloodshot eyes.
Woo, he is sick. Oh, fire. Fire. Fire, fire. All right, well, that's chapter 4. Let's get to chapter 5. I'll see you on the next one.